In the first edition of This Week in Sports, I'm going to tell you how much spring training means in the MLB and how excited people should be about it, new faces and new places in the NBA, and a big mess in Detroit. Thanks everybody for joining me for the first edition of This Week in Sports. As many Sundays as I can, I'm going to do a quick wrap on the past week to 10 days and what happens in the world of sports. 3 topics I want to get at this week. The first one is MLB spring training. Now I hear different opinions on it. Some people will tell you, oh, it's so great. Everybody loves to see baseball in February, and some people will tell you, unless it's April 1st to the end of the World Series, I don't care about baseball. It's just spring training. The starters aren't even in it. I am excited about it, but I'm not going to change the channel to watch MLB spring training baseball. But it is really exciting. It's something worth getting pumped up about, seeing. I definitely want to see Adrian Gonzalez and Carl Crawford bat for the first time for the Red Sox. Next topic is going to go to the NBA. Check out the trade deadline special. I've done some opinions on how I think teams did in the trades, but now we've seen most guys' debuts, and it's been pretty cool. Nenad Krstic with the Celtics last night beat the Clippers. He had a pretty solid game, a couple offensive rebounds. He's going to be big for the rebounding for the Celtics, and Jeff Green maybe will win the Sixth Man of the Year someday and take over for Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce when they retire. Carmelo Anthony, obviously, cause for excitement. In Utah, we saw a pretty good game played by Devin Harris and Derek Favors. Don't count them out just because they don't have Darren Williams. They're still in it. And then the next thing is the big one. The Detroit Pistons, you probably heard that Richard Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Chris Wilcox, Ben Wallace, and one other guy, I forget who, but these guys left the Pistons with 6 players. Coach John Kuster decided, we don't need you guys. If you aren't going to practice, we're going to play 6. And they got pummeled. They got a few guys back. They played with 9. Then they won. But I think I'm on the Pistons side because they're so mad at Rip Hamilton because he doesn't want to play with a horrible team in Detroit with a horrible coach. But they said, okay, we'll trade you to Cleveland. So now it's basically, okay, either stay here or if you want to trade, we'll trade you to Cleveland. But nobody wants to go to Cleveland because they're a horrible team. I do not blame Rip Hamilton for declining that trade. I know they could waive his option or whatever, or stop his contract from running, but still, it's the Cavaliers. You don't want to go through that organization for anything, considering how Dan Gilbert handled the LeBron James situation. They're in a horrible team. They're in a horrible mess, and why should anybody want to go there, even from the Pistons? Trade him to an at least solid team, maybe the 76ers or something. The other guys, well, it's a boycott. I don't blame them. They're coming off a dynasty. Now they're a bad team. John Kuster is not handling it well, but you'll hear a lot of, oh, they're playing for their contract, or they should play for the contract, and they're not, and all yada yada, and I don't think that. I think if you have been given millions of dollars, you should be treated as a $1 million person, and they should let Rip Hamilton at least play. Tracy McGrady, another guy. They're just sitting him on the bench. Overpaid veteran because of his past, but still, play the guys if you want to have at least a shot at getting that number 8 seed, which doesn't really matter. But that's This Week in Sports. Until next Sunday, hopefully. Until next time, see you later.